Many times we have to go from English to mathematics. We don't just get a bunch of problems on a sheet of paper and solve them. Nobody gets a job doing that. And so what we have to do is take situations and translate them into mathematical sentences or expressions, and then work with the problems. So we're going to get the basics of this right now. First of all, we're going to start with writing each phrase as an English expression. Let's look at these words real quick. An English phrase is something that is not a complete sentence. For example, the wet dog. That is a phrase. Don't know what the wet dog is doing. You don't know anything else except the wet dog. There is no verb in that sentence. So an algebraic expression is like an English phrase. There is nothing's complete. There is no equal sign in an expression. So we're going to look at this and say we just want an expression, no equal sign. We can't tell what the value of the variable will be. So let's look at A, the sum of a number and 13. There's keywords in here that you need to be familiar with. And the first one is the word sum. That's telling us we're going to add. Now if we break this down in terms of English, you see this word of is a preposition. And after that preposition is a prepositional phrase, the objects of the preposition. And the objects of that preposition are telling us what we're going to add together. We have two objects. We have the word number and we have the word 13. That is telling us what we're going to add together. Now 13 is 13. The question is, what is our number? You're going to come over here and you're going to say, I need a variable as my number. What is that? That depends on you. Usually we let n equal the number, but you can let anything be the number. N, x, q, t, it doesn't matter. But we're going to say n is the number, and then we have our expression that for that particular English phrase. Let's look at another one. The quotient of 42 and a number. Now we need to look at what is quotient. Quotient is the answer when we divide. So that's telling us we're doing division. Now there's two ways we can do that. We can use this form of division, or we could use our fraction bar division. The fraction is preferable. There are times though when we use the normal division symbol from elementary school. Now again, we have that preposition of, and after that we have our objects of the preposition being 42 and number. So 42, since it comes first, we're going to put it first. Now if I use this symbol, I'll put it first. If I use the fraction, I'll put it on top. And then we're going to have the number. So we've got to know, well, what's my number? Well, this time let's let x equal the number, just for variety. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to put x here or here. Either one of those is correct. You don't have to do both of them, just one of them. All right, let's look at a few more. Here we say write each sentence as an equation. Now look at what we're doing. We have the word sentence. So think of English sentence would be like, the wet dog is muddy. Okay, now we know a little bit more about the wet dog. We have that verb in there, is. Mathematically, a sentence is an equation. An equation means we're going to have that equal sign in there. So the difference between an expression and an equation is like an English phrase and an English sentence. There is no verb, no equal sign in the phrase and expression. There is a verb, there is an equal sign in an English sentence, mathematical equation. Other than that, we're going to do the same thing. Let's look at here what we have. The product, okay, what's product telling me to do? It's telling me to multiply. And there's several ways of using multiplication. Don't use an X. So I'm going to go ahead and just put parentheses at this point to indicate multiplication. Of, okay, objects of the preposition, 1/3 and number. 1/3 and number. So what are we going to let our number be this time? Let's let y equal our number. Just again for variety. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to go back to our is. There's what makes it a sentence. There's what makes it an equation. There's my verb. Equals 9. Now we can clean that up a little bit and just make it 1/3 y equals to 9. And I have that equation. Let's go to the last one. A number added to 12 is 14. Okay, now this is what I call a straight translation. A number, let's let x equal our number. A number added to 12 is 14. Take one little bit at a time and you can get a translation from English to mathematics.